I think a lot of our listeners would have contemplated at some point the possibility of joining up with somebody else in a merger, kind of almost a merger of equals, or a similar size company where instead of a lot of cash changing hands, it's really let's join forces and be bigger and take on and be able to win bigger and bigger customers. So I think it's a topic that a lot of our listeners have considered. I think the challenge that I think some of them might be feeling is going from chief cook and bottle washer, the primary equity holder, being able to make all the decisions, to the idea that of having a partner and potentially not having the sort of veto rights to make any decision that they want. What were your thoughts as you contemplated this potential merger? Like, how did you reconcile in your own mind how your role would change if you were to do this merger?
It's a good question. We spent a lot of time. I said the conversation went on for 4 to 6 months, mainly for that reason, because I think it was really, really key for us to define our roles within it and how that would work. Obviously, we were minority. They were bigger than us, so I had to, for one, go from a scenario like you say when I called all the shots, and for better or worse, that's how it was, to one where I didn't. And they had a really good, strong senior team as well, which, I knew that I could actually learn some stuff from. I didn't know everything. So that was really compelling for me because, the journey for me was as much about, becoming better than it was about, making something that was worth lots of money. So we went through a process of really carefully understanding exactly what the role would be and how it would work and how it would interact and interface with, the rest of the senior team on both sides of the business. And sort of drawing up a fairly detailed integration plan actually before we started pressing the button. And then then it's not just about us, it's about getting buy-in then from the senior team. So then we would slowly let in a few senior people into that conversation so that they felt like they had some ownership of the plan as well. It wasn't just dictated to them. So we slowly bought and brought people into that plan. And then ultimately, on sort of D-Day, you then, spend a lot of time with the teams, making them feel like it really is a compelling story, which we truly believed, and it turned out to be that it was, right? Those things came true.
I was going to say, what else did you consider at that time? So you had these conversations with Sticky Eyes going over 4 to 6 months, and they sounded like they were fairly comprehensive. Were you also entertaining other potential M&A options at that time?
PE I looked at a little bit, but it was pretty simple to me in that, like I couldn't see where the value add was outside of money. And that at that stage wasn't really what we needed. What we needed was this ability to find a level of scale relatively quickly so we could sell to enterprise. And then we knew that, as has happened, we went from, a small number of £1 million a year business to one that, ultimately scaled to, over 20 million a year. And so, that kind of theory proved out that I think it was the right choice in the end.